my crypto queen. She knows the scene, turning zeros into heroes. It's my digital dream. We check the charts, those candles are green. Leverage it up, stacking it up, now my back's obscene. Yes, I've done buy some meme coins. Got rug pulled once or twice. I spent too much money. Crypto took over my life. I must confess, monetary distress. I need more dry powder so I can stack up on these treasure chests. This bull run we gon' live like kings. But for right now it's going on a credit card. Oh no, no. Yeah, we about to make wife changing money. Been a game since 2018. We were scrubs, now we 18. Wrist loaded with the bling bling bling. Pulling more hoes than my boy Charlie Sheen. Got BNB at $4, Solana $2. When P dot peg $1. We was po, now we the borrower. Wife changing money. Hey, drop that beat, dog. Wife, changing money, changing my
Oh yeah. Happy Thursday. Welcome to One Pulse Show, People Show, where we beat as one. I'm your host, Taurus.
I'm Larry.
And we're coming to you with another live update. Looks like we got some people rolling in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all like to jam out to the funky beat. It's a little different vibe than the intro song. It's the funkiness, the calm before the storm. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's do that again. There we go.
Nice.
Oh yeah. What's going on? It's Thursday. Do you remember that website that I said to you like half an hour ago? It's like the coin spot, crypto coins.
No.
Damn it.
Oh well.
It's gonna be it's a website that the liquid loans people. Do you know the websites that those guys? They made a couple websites, and one was
they came out with some sort of pulse information.
Yeah, it was like without even. They had another one too that was about. It's just like crypto in general, you know. And so I wanted to visit that site and just see if there was anything pressing today that we could maybe talk about on the show.
Okay, cool. Well, we can talk about UpX and their new LPX thing that's coming out. That's for sure. That's pretty cool. I think it's going to save PulseChain even, but PulseChain doesn't need it because I think Richard will be around pretty soon. April 20th, I think is the end of the court stuff.
April 20th, and today's the 3rd.
And I think it's the 21st is a Monday. So I don't think they're going to ask for an extra day just because it lands on Sunday. And so I think they would probably reply by Thursday or Friday the week before.
Okay.
And then if they had, if they didn't want to piss the judge off, I think they'd do it 2 weeks before. Why wait till the last minute when you're already asking for 30 days? You should have your stuff together and get it to the judge. Don't make them wait to the end.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, but it doesn't. A lot of the things that we think don't seem to exactly play out that way all the time, So,
exactly.
It can be fun to speculate, though, and that's why
that's
we're
what
here,
all
speculating.
crypto is speculation.
Yeah. Yeah, chat, y'all can speculate with us. Feel free. We like to engage.
So I'm asking Grok right now, Liquid Loans website for PulseChain. It comes back liquidloans.io, and I go, no.
What are you trying to look at?
The website you're looking for?
Oh, it's like cryptocoins.com or something. No, I don't know. I don't want to try and look for it. I should have just wrote it down. That's why I told you. I said, you got one thing you got to do. Just remember this one thing.
This is the one thing you have to, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Well, looks like we got some.
Yeah.
Some
Grok
green,
3 can't figure it out.
Yeah, Grok can't figure it out. Well, it must not exist then if Grok can't figure it out.
Exactly.
If
We're
AI
about to
can't do it.
hand our whole life over to these things. I mean, it's going to be really weird when we don't have to do anything at all. And you have like 2 robots that are working. Every person has 2 robots around you, but they probably might have 3 in the yard.
3 in the yard.
Yeah.
So now you got 5 robots.
Oh, and maybe 1 on the roof, and 1 fixing your car, 1 cleaning the Airbnb across the street.
Well, can't one do a bunch of those jobs?
Yeah, but I mean, they're talking about the cost of these things being $10,000 to $20,000, and so like
Yeah, it's like a
the
car.
monthly cost is like $300 or something.
$300 to have an assistant that can do everything.
24 hours a day, 30 days a month.
Well, I mean, they got to charge up, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of downtime.
Yeah. And I bet it's like twice a day, maybe.
I mean, how do you feel about sleeping while your robot is roaming around your house doing work?
I dated this girl once, and it was so weird. She didn't sleep. And like, especially in a hotel room, when it's just you're in bed and they're sitting there watching you.
You might be something else there. I'm just sitting there watching you. Huh? Was this a common occurrence?
Yeah, I saw her for a while.
You just wake up and she's just staring at you?
Yeah, like what else is there to do in a hotel room?
Oh, okay.
There's the cuck chair. There's Tommy's cuck chair in the bed. And if I'm asleep and she's not, then, she had this kind of insomnia thing where she didn't sleep much at all.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
But what's happening with this UpX token and project is coming out. It's called LPX. And LPX is single-sided liquidity. And you pick the secondary coin, but you don't have to provide it in the beginning. So when you start this thing up, you just start with one side, single-sided. And it can be whatever coin. Well, they're going to limit it to certain coins in the beginning. PulseChain at the beginning. Pulse and Die, I think it is. So you'll start with Pulse, And then after it starts trading, there'll be a little bit of dye. And so in order to get in, you'll have to, if you get in after it starts, then you have to provide both a little bit of dye and the pulse.
The broken dye?
No. The yellow dye, the golden dye.
Golden. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about that one.
That's the dye. That's what Richard wants us to bring stuff over from Ethereum. So if you guys are bringing coins over from Ethereum, bring dye over from Ethereum onto PulseChain. It strengthens our dye bond. So it makes PulseChain more valuable.
But with the, I guess, the Ethereum dye.
With the Ethereum dye, exactly. Bridge it over instead of Ethereum.
Right. We would rather be.
We want to, because it's
it?
also stable, semi-stable. And if you sell your Ethereum, it really affects the price, where the dye should be more stable to $1. But because it's bridged, it's not actually.
So when the dye came over, because they're saying that there's someone that has the keys, right, to dye, to like P dye. That's how they're able to do this.
Okay, you're talking about something totally different.
But well, no, I'm trying to think about though this key thing, because
Right.
they say you can't have a fully decentralized coin if there's keys, right? If someone has the keys. So then that would mean that P dye.
I don't think there were keys so much as they had to point to certain things to get information, like the oracles. And so because it's on a different network, the websites aren't the same. And also, like the people who own the websites for the first one, they're not putting a hash for PulseChain, like /PulseChain. So,
Well, in that
they could. And
that
then,
copy version though that came over,
like,
would it come over with no keys or?
well, what, if you really wanted to think about it, there's all kinds of possibilities that could happen. What happens if the folks from DAI said, hey, we come over to PulseChain and we'll give you all the keys, or we'll give the website address or whatever, so that it all works and matches up? Then that would be pretty cool. And then it would just be $1. And then I guess the folks holding it would make their money. So P-Dye would go to $1.
Well, that's what everybody's hoping for.
But that would depend on the company or the folks behind DAI. And they're not, they'd have to switch their position, I guess.
Well, and the thing is that the whole thing about someone being behind DAI, that doesn't sound decentralized. I don't know.
But also, I don't know that, we don't know the ins and outs of all the shit. So it's like, we're just total speculating bullshit. It's like, there's so much stuff that we don't know about that has such big consequences that, like, we can't even talk about it.
Too big to talk about.
Too big to talk about, yeah. But we can talk about LPX. Because what LPX is going to do is stabilize the prices. If someone comes in and dumps coins, it buys them up. So it smooths out the market. So it actually, and then as you want to buy, it will sell it to you. But it drives the price up little by little. So it smooths the whole market out. It's going to be awesome.
And that's supposed to be dropping when?
Any day now. We don't know exactly. They're putting the finishing touches on it. They want it to look polished. But it's going to be cool. And it's going to be Pulse to DAI. So Pulse will be the main token. So if you get in on the very launch of it, you would just provide Pulse. And then its secondary token, it trades into DAI. And so somehow, I'm not sure the mechanism that gets that first piece of dye, but somehow it gets the dye on the other side and builds that. And then so if you want to join later on, you got to have dye and a little bit of dye and a whole bunch of pulse. But any amount will work on these managed pools. And then you'll be able to set up your own pool if you want to. And then it has different parameters like how much gas do you want to use. So like that's a decision because it's a cost. If the more it trades, the more gas is, then it costs more. It might not be worth it to trade. And then there's this thing called the no-buy zone, and you might want to make it more narrow and it would trade more often, or you could make it wider, like 5% or 10% before it starts buying. And then, so yeah, it's something to look at. LPX over at PlusX.io, I think.
You can see what it is. We can go take a visit.
Yeah.
I guess
it's PlusX.app. That's it.
We can get on over. Get on over to the other screen.
So they have pulse staking for validators, which I know friends of mine do. And they're earning this week 64.7% yield.
Whoa.
That's for 1 week. The average, I think, is 25. Or,
25% anywhere is pretty good.
well, the thing about it is, then it gives you this token called UPLS. So you staked it, and it's earning this yield, which this week was 64%, which is pretty cool. But the average has been 25. So let's just stick with the average, 25%. Crazy week. So anyway, then you receive these receipt tokens called UPLS. And then those you can put in a single-sided LPX pool that's coming out like any day now for Pulse, and then like a week later for Up and UpX. So like next week or in the next two weeks, you'll be able to take that UPLS token and then have a single-sided stake, and you could make it with DAI, or you could make it with Pulse, or you could make it with whatever, but it starts earning a yield inside of that liquidity pool, and that rate is somewhere between 30 as high as it, we've seen it up to 80, but let's say 30%, okay? 30% times 25% for the validator staking pool is 70%. So by making a validator pool and giving a receipt token and then putting single-sided staking with that, the whole yield is 70%. So then if the price of Pulse goes up by 30%, you've just doubled your money. Okay. So then you could go and borrow, because your principal is worth more, you can borrow more against it.
Right.
So
if price is going up.
If the price moves up. Well, as long as you stay in your, I think what Up and UpX, their safety zone is like they borrow 15%. So the price could drop by 85% before they get taken out.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's happened, they haven't been taken out, but
they haven't been taken out. But it's actually not a takeout, it's a redemption. So like they did get the loan. they got the 15%. And the price went down, and so they take their loss. But they have so many backups. And also they're earning money with validators and stuff like that. That it's really not, it's just a cost of doing business almost. and we expect crypto to be volatile. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool over there at UpX. PlusX.app.
That's what it is. Yeah, we'll go check that out in a second.
PlusX.app.
We'll give the people what they came for.
Yep, exactly. Look at that green. This is a green river.
Green candles, that's what they came for. Yes.
It's not a surprise.
No.
It's not a surprise. We know. The green candles.
You got to be able to take the ride.
I think a lot of people would have offed themselves already if they can't go with the ride.
It's like we're so close to launch. Don't give up yet.
It's monopoly money. You just have to just know that it's fake.
It is monopoly money.
The more you know that it's fake, then maybe the less emotional attachment you can have to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what'll get you. But I get it, I mean, fortunately, I'm not broke, but there's been periods in my life where I have been, and I know what that feels like, and I know that mentality.
I'm broke.
Sort of broke. Not broke. But yeah, that's a mentality that you don't want to get caught in, because then the universe is going to keep bringing that to you over and over. So you got to find a way to, even if you are in that situation, right? You have to think outside of it. Know that the better times are coming. You got to keep the hope.
Definitely, this whole ecosystem's about to blast off. It's awesome, and everything that got us into crypto is like 10 times better than it was. So, like, the people that are in PulseChain are like the coolest people, very smart people. Like, nothing's changed. It's you're in control of your funds. It's your seed phrase, your money. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it earns a yield. We're talking 70%.
I mean, that's
per
a big,
year.
Big talking point.
70%
I mean, that,
per year.
that was for that week, right?
No. The average has been 25%.
I mean, yeah.
So 25% times 30%. So 1.25 times 1.3 is 1.7 something.
Okay. Well, but what happens though if those, because you're talking about the Validator X stuff getting 60%?
1.625. So it's 62%.
The Validator X, is that what you're talking about?
If you take your pulse and you put it into Validator X, it will earn 25%. So,
I mean, what if another, 5,000 validators jumped online? That's going to bring that number down then, right?
that's true. Yeah.
Okay. So the number, yeah, it's still going to be affected, but in the past month, you're saying the average has been 25%
Right.
per week.
No, the past 2 months.
2 months, okay.
For 2
Yeah,
months,
which
it's
is-
been 25%.
What that means is that the chain, PulseChain, is getting a lot of use.
The past 2 weeks have been crazy. So it's a 64% yield this last week, 7-day period. And the 7-day period before that, it was like 35% or something stupid.
It's still
It's
amazing.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, where else are you going to put your money? We're going to get that kind of return.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
but it was all the PDI stuff, I guess.
Only in crypto. Well, I mean, what is it? Because
Or something.
we have, $20 fees to do a trade or something, and we have these 60% validating fees. Like, where's all the action going? Where's is that? I mean, I guess it's accumulative across the whole chain, but I guess we have to go to the pulse bubbles. That would
Yeah,
tell
let's
us.
look
But
at some
before we
bubbles.
do that, let's go over the the core cores real quick. Looking everything up in the 24-hour right now. PLS up 7.85%, clocking in at 0.0000232. Looks like PulseX gained on it a little bit. It's coming in at 40208, up 11%, which usually PulseX it's always moving a little more than Pulse. It's usually up a little more or down a little more. And as of about almost 2 months ago, the Pulse to PulseX ratio came to a 1:1. There was even at one point where you could get more pulse for your PulseX. And now it's dialed back a little bit to, you can see there it says 1 to 1.11. So pretty interesting there. We got Ink token coming in at $1.26, up 8.19%, the 24-hour. And then we got Mr. or Mrs. Hex, I don't know, coming in at 6.65% at just around half a penny. It's a pretty good price for a Hex. And where's it has the other Hex in here too, right? Yeah, E-Hex is
so
coming
if we're thinking it goes to $3.
Hex?
Yeah, that would be 6 times would be to 3 cents. And then 100 times that would be, so 600 times sends it to $3.
It's got to go 600%.
600x.
X, yeah. Well, it's doable.
To go to $3. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh. Get that money.
And I think that's part of the game strategy that Richard doesn't mind letting happen is people emergency unstaking. And he's staked. So the OA gets the majority of the coins.
Even more end up back into the OA.
And then he can adjust it, and I think the yield will return back to 36.9% eventually. Yeah, and I think that's probably within the next 2 years. We get back to 36.9. He just did this in order to protect the whole ecosystem so that people didn't make a whole bunch of money and leave. And people are so ready to leave right now that that's what would happen. I mean, even if you're Mexican and you got a tattoo, it's easy to, turn it into a hamburger tattoo.
You got... Oh, man. They do have options these days. You can get them covered up.
Yeah.
Or even removed.
Laser.
Maybe you can get your robot to laser it off you.
Exactly. I mean, the AI will be able to get it off pretty soon. I'm sure. It'll just telepathically.
I mean, it'll probably give you the tattoo too if you want it. Mm-hmm. You don't even need it. You just tell the AI, be like, look, this is the artist I like. I want you to give me a tattoo in that same.
It is interesting to see here. All these coins are 8%. And
going up ish.
Yeah, they're all around 8. And then except for PulseX, which is 11. So it's leading the pack. I wonder if that's the story, is that PulseX is leading the pack?
Well, let's look here. We got this 6.86% burned, 1.36 trillion, which comes out to $28 million.
Pretty
nice.
But
the burn buy that PulseX has implemented. And currently, at the moment, I do believe that there is a sacrifice taking place where in that sacrifice, they're accepting PulseX, which I did.
Is this the PDI thing?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So here's the thing. This is what kind of just made me think a little bit. I'm like, why PulseX when it already has a huge burn ratio? Why wouldn't you put Pulse? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like
I don't even want to go.
Pulse. Oh man.
Let's go. We're going to be
On to a
taking
new
off pretty
subject.
soon. And so, like, don't reach up and get your handbag out of the cabinet above. You know? I think all we got to do is stay focused. Everything is on schedule. We had a really hairy March. Like, there was like solar eclipses, and lunar eclipses, and red moons, and all kinds of stuff. You know, we're lucky that we didn't have a nuclear bomb go off. So now we're in April. Things are going to start turning around.
You know, happy springtime to everybody.
Happy springtime.
The everything's blooming.
Yeah, it's a good day to go throw a frisbee in the park.
Yeah, get the hair or your let the wind go across your skin. Let the sun kiss your face. Get some of that grounding in. Get some of that. Shake that hibernation off. That winter time, right? Coming into spring, we got again everything's coming into bloom. Things coming back to life. I got these plants outside my house that froze in the freeze, you know, and they're so resilient though, you know, they come back every year and they're beautiful. They just come all wild. I don't even know how they got there. There was a tree in it. When I moved into my place, there was this tree in this pot, and the tree, it was like on the way out. So it just kind of died, you know, and it got cut down and taken out. And then these flowers just started coming out of there.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. I had a friend too. His dad, he built this little makeshift pond outside their house.
Mm-hmm. Those are cool.
Yeah, it was just a little thing, you know, with the little trickling water, you know, little sound therapy. And the craziest thing that would happen with this pond, things would just end up in there that he never put in there. Plants, animals, everything. Like, it just showed up. It was strange. He built a little bridge over it. Mm-hmm. It was the tiniest thing. It didn't even need a bridge. It's not like you needed to walk over it. It was so small.
Yeah. Some animals like to collect things. I wonder maybe if there was some sort of animal that was.
I mean, there should be like a lily pad in there.
Uh-huh.
He didn't
do it.
He didn't put any of that in there. No. Just these things just started showing up. These beautiful flowers are coming out of it. You're like,
Cool.
you know, nature wants to nature.
Yes, it does.
You just got to give it the space.
You know, speaking of nature, we should look at some bubbles.
Oh. That was the bubbles popping. Let's see here. Let's go check out some bubbles. It doesn't come on the screen here. I can't see it.
Oh man.
So it's like it's like a guessing game here. Where's it at? Validators, bubbles. I don't know, man.
Oh well.
There it is. Crazy. Whoa.
What's going on there?
Whoa.
Launch is down.
What is launch? Let's just go look at it. Let's see. How old is this thing? 372 days old.
Wow.
It is.
Nice steady decline. It looks like Zen.
Yeah,
It's launching down.
80 million supply, not that much. $96 in liquidity. So if you feel like seeing a big green candle, you can make one here, it seems like.
2.4K holders. That's a lot of holders.
Well, it's been around for a while, so I'm sure people just kind of slowly.
Wonder what the story is on that. Like, do you get some? What do you earn? Something or?
See if I can bring this down a little bit here.
Is it a launch pad?
Oh, no, that doesn't need to go down. What needs to go down?
First, you must go down on him, and in turn, he will go down on you.
Is that how that goes?
That's
Who's that?
that sex therapist from like the 1980s.
Oh, really?
Dr. Ruth, I think it is. Or something.
What happened here? We just got a big space.
That's a black hole.
That
of
is a black
sorts.
hole, yeah. Slowly getting filled in. Yeah, what else have we got here? Peach,
No.
up 23.7%. What is that?
There, I see. There's a POKB.
Right here.
Yeah. Click on that.
Up 28%.
So this is got to do with OK wallet or something, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, B, I mean, $2.51.
So what it would have been a copy of OK. No, I guess it's not OKX. So maybe it's nothing.
692 days. It's been around for a while, too.
Since the fork.
Yeah.
It's a P token.
So this guy's a big mover here. IMPLS. 555 days just so happens. Not very many holders. But yeah, you know, they all look the same.
Yeah, they all look really bad.
Down and to the right.
Except that
Even when they're up.
Pulse is about the and Ethereum are two really ugly charts.
Yeah, not looking the most aesthetically pleasing. But
So there on the bottom left says PTGC.
You know,
they got
I've been-
a big green box.
yeah,
So
did they? Let's see here.
they go left,
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 left, left.
corner, right there, down. PTGC.
Let's see.
Oh, I don't know. It was there a minute ago.
What is it? Look, we'll just go to it. How about that? So, you know, I know the crypto kings are pushing this pretty hard right now.
Well, it's a core coin. So, like, they have so much liquidity and they backed it all with all the core coins. So, they're making money off of all of the transactions that happen against Pulse and PulseX, Hex, Inc. And then they use those fees to buy and burn their token. And that's kind of so that, you know, they have a lot of money coming in.
Yeah.
And then also it's a tax token. So every time you buy and sell, there's a tax.
Gonna get taxed out.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, that keeps people from wanting to sell a little bit,
Yep.
which, you know, as we know, keeps liquidity in and helps price go up.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, this is a long-term play. That's why this huge mound in the middle. It's just everybody was excited and the ecosystem didn't follow along. If Pulse had gone with it, it would be still climbing.
You know, there's definitely no financial advice here, but if
Buy.
there was a coin you were going to think about getting.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I think UpX is a token right now. Let's go look at UpX.
All right, let's go take a look here.
UpX. No. There you go.
Let's see here, 574
So
days.
there is up and there's UpX. They're basically the same thing. They're going to tie them together with liquidity, and neither one's getting left behind. They're both going to trade the same. So, you know, it's not going to be worth trying to guess which one is better. The thing is, there's probably more liquidity with the UpX because there are more tokens, a lot more tokens.
I don't know what's going on, man. But this is not wanting to load right now.
But prices go up with percentages, and so there's that.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's against the U.S. dollar.
Okay.
Let's see. And I mean, we can go look at Pulse because it's priced in the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, I just clicked on there and
It is
no,
down.
we just had a pop. There's something
What's
came down. Whoa.
In the last minutes.
This is a 15-minute chart right here. So this guy
Yeah, so this is like in the last 30 minutes.
just happened while we're going live for you.
There's blood in the streets.
Breaking news. UpX just had a little bit of a drop. Maybe we know what that means. Buy opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look at that though. I mean, that's a nice little retract there, coming right down into this. Actually, let's look at the daily and see what it looks like. It's still in line though with that.
Oh yeah,
that track though. So it's still keeping that movement. But
like for the past, what is it, 7 months? It's just been an upline to the right. So and the thing is, what they were talking about today on the call was, first of all, this, it's whatever. You got to look into this. That's for sure. But anyway, they were talking about the money that we're making on our UpX pair, because we have an LPX pair right now that's running. We've been running it ever since November 21st. And if you zoom out, you will see more activity. Go back to November 21st. Yeah, right there. You'll see how all the sticks at the bottom, the grass. The reason there's more activity is because the LPX is buying every time the price goes lower and sells every time the price goes higher. And it doesn't do anything in the middle. It lets people trade in the middle. But if the price goes too high, it'll sell into you buying. And because it wants you to buy and it wants you to get your tokens. And it wants you to sell and get out. But it doesn't want you to mess up the price. And it does this, and it's been making like 38% or something like that yield. And they're just growing their war chest because they want safety in the coin. The bigger this thing is, the more it can handle big attacks. I don't think we have many attacks left, really. I think people in here are pretty, but you never know. The down markets bring out weird people.
These are kind of consistent too. It's like whap, 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 whap.
But a lot of that is the price of Pulse or all of crypto. So with those whaps, there's really, because their liquidity is tied across all these tokens, it's really, you have to take the pictures with some sort of I don't know. You can't just look at it and say, oh, it's going up and to the right, because it's being pulled by so many things around it. If it was like just Pulse that was going up, then yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, it's still going up. It's still in that trend.
Okay, so the numbers on the right, so it's at 6 now.
6 Pulse.
It got as high as 7. Well, when we first launched, it was 1. You took 1 Pulse and you got 1 UpX. And so since it launched, it has gone up to 7 and now sits at 6.
Yeah.
And the reason they came out with this LPX is because they had someone play with them. See, there's such low liquidity in this coin that a big player came in and bought it up really big and then sold it out really big. And so, it's great advertisement and stuff, but, it didn't really help the token. So we came up with this LPX thing that buys above the price and sells below, or sells above and buys below. And that way it keeps the price more stable. And a lot more buying and selling, and then also a portion of the fees of that go to the buy and burn, and buys up an UpX off the market and burns it.
Well,
it's going to be huge. And what they were talking about today is if we got on didn't hear the exact numbers. Maybe it was 2,000 pairs on Pulse, which I'm sure we're going to be on lots more than 2,000 pairs. There's lots of pairs on Pulse. And all this does is help your token. It's going to be on so many tokens. And so anyway, it was going to burn like millions of dollars a month or something like that. It was like crazy. Yeah, it was like, I don't know.
I put it back in the dollars. I just want to see what it looked like.
Yeah. The dollars has been pretty flat.
Well, it's coming. There's a strong support right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it looks like it's just kind of bouncing off there now.
Mm-hmm. But that's with crypto way down too. So like,
Right.
If we could get all of crypto to come back, and I think we're into April now. March was a crazy month.
April's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Historically speaking.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be doing really well
Yeah.
by August for sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
We got also, let's go check the purple Bitcoin. Look at that. It came down, retested those supports, and then gone back up. It's wanting to stay above 200. The market's like, no.
It's still got that little down direction on it. It's just like saying, well, we're gonna stay down here a little longer.
Yeah.
So I think everything's still in play in this thing, but it all depends on what happens in the whole broader market, really, I think. But this is a play on Pulse.
What do you mean?
So if Pulse does good, then this will do good. There's 150,000 of them. This is the forked over version of Bitcoin. It's or of wrapped Bitcoin, which it was Bitcoin.
Yeah, which it's just interesting. It's like, well, how's it on? You get a copy. They wrap it. It's confusing to me.
Well, it was Bitcoin that they brought over on, I forget the name of that network, I think. And they wrapped it so that you could trade it on Ethereum. And so then you could, if you wanted to, go back to a Bitcoin. And you'd sold all your wrapped Bitcoin and you bought an Ethereum, and then you bought some hex and you staked it for 60 days and you got your payback and all your hex back, and you decided, I want to go back to Bitcoin. Well, then you would sell your hex into this wrapped Bitcoin and then take it back and unwrap the Bitcoin, and you'd have your Bitcoin back on the Bitcoin network. That's what this came from originally.
But you can't just take it back over and get that Bitcoin value.
No, because this is a copy of that from
Right.
PulseChain when we copied.
Yeah.
everything.
So if, let's just say there's
There's only one asset.
Well, let's just say there's 10 million Bitcoin on the market right now. This would be an additional to that number, because you're saying it's a copy. So let's just say all the Bitcoin was out already, 21 million. So there's no more that can be made. Okay. And then we have this 155,000 wrapped Bitcoin on PulseChain.
It's not convertible.
Not convertible.
Not convertible at all.
Right. Yeah. It's like, why,
Why?
is it going to
Because
get value
it's just
then?
a copy of it. So like, it's like your house. You can sell your house, but I take your picture of your house and like, you can sell that picture, but you're not getting much for it. That's the same what you get with this thing.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, why would it pump then? But it did get up to over, what's that? $2,600.
I think it's going to be over the price of whatever Bitcoin is. So if Bitcoin is 100 grand, I think we're going to have purple Bitcoin at like 125,000, 130,000.
That'd be.
Fucking bullish as fuck.
And I'd like to see it go there before Bitcoin goes to 100.
Oh, 100,000 again.
Yeah, because I would like to have our Bitcoin go over 100,000 before their Bitcoin goes over 100,000.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna, that's gonna happen, but
Well, it's going to happen if Hex is $3. If Hex is $3, then
let's go see how this has changed right now. It was
One
208 and
hex.
65, so we're gonna hit the refresh. So 208 on PulseChain for a t-shirt and $65 for Ethereum. So let's hit the refresh. 208 and 65, 222 and 66. So price went up for a t-shirt.
how much? Go to
Not
the
much.
t-shirt rate.
Like
Let's
$10.
look. Go down. Yeah, right there. What's it say? What happened from yesterday to today? Go back over to 25. Yeah. Left. Yeah, right
Oh.
there.
we
Like
go.
today,
Well, it doesn't. It's not-
April 3rd, that's us. It was at 49.22, and then go to the second.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's not the.
It might go a couple days. So we just want to go the one spaces before.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Because there you go, April 1st.
41.
41, 233. And what was the other one?
41, 241. Yeah. Well, there's that little pop. I wish it would let you.
Oh, you know what you can? I think what you can do is you can hold your finger down and drag across. Yeah, right. Yeah, right there. No. How about do it on the bottom, on the grid part? Yeah, no. Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't know.
You used to be able to do that.
Not sure about that one. I wanted to go check out our
Pump.Tires.
speculation coin.
Pants.
Let's see. Pants. You want to go see?
Yeah, let's go see Pants.
Actually, I think Pants is.
It left.
I think it's on like.
PulseX.
Yeah, it's on PulseX.
Sweet.
Do we have PulseX?
I'm going to have to get some pants.
I think we have PulseX. Let me go over here and see. There we go. And then, where do you view it at?
You could just click on USDC right there in the middle.
Oh, here?
In the middle. Yeah, right there. And then type in pants.
Pants.
Yeah, you might have to go
No, where do we see the chart?
get the
for-
contract first.
I think it might be in here. Deck screener.
Yeah.
I do believe it is on the PulseChain. So look at that die.
Red.
It's got
Down
one.
50% in 24 hours.
Let's go look at that real quick and check it out and see what's going on there.
Okay. Yeah. You know, it's going to hurt.
Hey, close your eyes.
Dumb hurts. But
So,
when you own $500,000 worth.
I mean, look at this though. It popped up here.
Yeah, yeah.
And still, when you zoom it out, it's still from down here. It's way up here still. I mean, that's why this whole exploit thing just seems weird, because why wouldn't they just keep dropping it then? Like, why wouldn't they get it back down here to one of these levels or something? Doesn't make any sense. Or there's many levels before you get down here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just like, what's really going on? You know? I don't know. again, fun with the speculations. But
this is the enemy coin.
Apparently if you trade this coin, you're an enemy of the PulseChain ecosystem.
It looks like it's right at a very stable price where it's been for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. I mean,
long times.
Many times it's hit this spot. But even right here, look, it's just kind of going sideways now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
This is something that you throw $50 at. Definitely, it might be fun to have $50 in there. But your $50 is going to be $5 or it's going to be $500.
Or 5 cents.
Or 5 cents.
Or sub 5
or
cents.
$5,000. Or it could be the 5,000 if it hits.
Yeah.
If it hits $1.
It's the lotto play, but apparently they're trying to say, there's people trying to claim out here. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's people trying to claim up here that if you're using this coin, that you're an evil person.
Well, I think that this is economic game theory and it's DeFi, and people should be able to do what they want with their money. And it's also private. So you don't have to tell people, I guess. But even then, it's freedom of speech. But look, you're going to lose money or you're going to make money. If P.Dye goes to $1, we're all rich. Like, everybody's going to get the benefit of P.Dye going to $1.
Yeah. Well, either way.
And I wonder how much it's been affected because everybody's removed it from liquidity, so that if it did go to $1, it might not affect everybody as much.
It just seems like any speculation that we've tried to do, it just other things happen. And then you're like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I know Hex is the best thing.
It is. It's quality. Look, Larry's going to tell you. First thing to do is a 5-5-5-5 stake, Quattro Cinco.
Native stake.
But look, if you're scared off by the staking mechanism, which is, a feature of the product, quite a good feature too, because it's paying you more than a lot of things are going to pay you. And so what that means is it's got a quality feature that you can take advantage of if you wish. But if you don't want to, then you don't have to. Keep it liquid if you want. That's fine too. Then it's going to be like any other coin that you ever...
Or make an HSI stake.
Or make an HSI, which we covered on the last episode about how an HSI stake allows that Hex stake now to be transferable. Mm-hmm. And still staked out for 15.2 years to give you the max longer pays better bonus for your T-share rate. So, take advantage of that too. You just throw a little bit out there then. If you don't have a lot, you just do a little bit. You just do what you can do. And whatever you can do is great. Because you're taking a gamble on... Remember, because you're not gambling anything that you can't lose. So you're taking a gamble, though, on actually maybe being able to change your life one day through this new means of this monetary exchange that we've come across through the blockchain. It's not stocks. You don't have to wait 20 years to get, retirement money. You could catch it right and get it right on the first cycle, but no expectations, of course, because you're probably going to just be sad at the end of the cycle. You got to sit for a little while. That's where the patience comes in. That's what Richard tries to teach. That's what Hex tries to teach, is the patience. The patience to save you from yourself so that when that first cycle comes and, you got it at half a penny and then now it's at a penny, you could sell it. But if you held it and then it went up to 2 pennies, 3 pennies, and now you're getting more for your money because you were patient. And I think there's a saying that goes with that, but yeah, we have to to learn that, yeah, even that, those meals that grandma makes, right? Takes time for that flavor to come through. So,
Yeah. That was good food.
if you want the fast food, you can go get it, but you're going to get some complications from it. We can use food analogies with our crypto. But, yeah, so P-Dye is doing its thing.
You don't have to own it in order to get the benefit. So
Yeah,
I
let's
would
just sit
say
back
the
and
best
watch.
thing is, sit back and watch. Maybe throw $50 at it if you wanted to play.
No financial advice, but if you want to take the lottery gamble,
Don't put much.
yeah, see what happens. It's an option amongst many options. There's so many options on PulseChain. It's just one.
The thing is, if someone wasn't taking the funds away, if it turns out that it's all legit and stuff, you'll be able to get back in. It's not going to immediately go to $1. It's like going to probably go back to 1 penny.
You say that, and then it's just like boink right there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. That would
Well,
be
then
good.
we'd all be rich. You
Well-
wouldn't have to own it. See, the thing is, you're going to own P-Dye. It's be worth $1. And so then you're going to go, well, okay, I got $1. It's not going to ever go up any more than that. And so then you're going to want to buy something else with it. Or you're going to want to take that $1 and put it in your bank account and go home.
There's some people that are going to want to do that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think the play is to borrow against your funds and not have to pay income tax. Unless you put it in some
Right.
sort of trust. Those guys at DeFi
Trust,
something. DeFi crypto? DeFi.
I can find out for us.
Cool. So they were setting up trust for folks in Hex and Pulse.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, DeFi Wealth Trust.
DeFi Wealth Trust.
That's what it is.
And that's through Corey Gary.
That is Corey Gary is
He's
affiliated in some way, but
Yeah.
it's Chris and another guy
Yeah.
that they're.
I think Corey Gary brought him in.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, Corey does. We did learn there at the conference that they have a group that does like real estate deals together and stuff like that, and that have, I don't know, he's like 10 to 15% returns.
That's cool.
Rather than, I guess, the
It's not like LPX
industry standards of 4%. Well, this is what this is what brings people to crypto, right?
Right.
Is this unrealistic gains? Oh, look at this.
Times yield.
You can't see. Let me move this out of the way. You can't see this coin, but if you look at the bottom there, the bottom left, you see that?
Rugs.
So yeah, rugs. So that photo that was made last night, or should I say really early in the morning, depending on where you are in the world. But they got those 24-hour spaces going on right now. Those pulse spaces.
Nah, I don't know.
You don't know about them going on? Yeah, there's these 24-hour for 2 weeks. They've been going 24 hours.
Talking about P-Dye.
They're talking about everything. It's on X. There's someone like there's this group.
And is it positive or negative or?
It's all the above. I mean, there's so 2 people apologized to Be Roots so that they could get unblocked.
Huh.
So I mean, they got all kind of things going on, but what had happened, there was some kind of bet or something that happened between Maddie Mullen and somebody else. So that picture at the bottom left, that's actually Maddie's face. Do you see that?
Where? Oh, okay.
On rugs?
On rugs.
Yeah. That's Maddie's face on there.
Got it. Yeah.
And he's like a Habibi guy.
Uh-huh.
They AI'd him or something.
In gold.
And then it looks like somebody
that's a
made
lot of money right
somebody
there.
made a coin out of it. Oh wow, look what they named it. Maybe don't read it, or don't say it aloud, but you can read it.
Huh.
I don't know. Some people are really upset about what's going on right now.
Upset about what?
This P-dye fork.
Oh, the fork.
Yeah, the fork.
The fork.
I wanted
This
to come
is
over
what
here.
crypto is all about. You can do anything you want. You can fork
Yeah,
anything.
decentralized crypto,
There's Bitcoin SV, and there's 30 different forks of Bitcoin. That was 10 years ago. Who knows how many there are now?
Yeah, you can come here to look into Pump.Tires. Gives you some stats on it. Right now, the daily burn is 498 million pulse, around $11,500. Pretty good. Yearly projection right now, looking around 4.2 million to burn of pulse. So Mr. Richard Hart brought this on board to give people something to play with, but instead of all of the fees and stuff going back to one guy, it's going back to burn the coin that you own. Maybe. I don't know if you own Pulse, but if you do own Pulse,
it's a nice place to use freedom of expression.
Yeah, Pump.Tires is there to help pump your Pulse bags.
Exactly.
And so I did want to come over here because I did want to go check out Hexlina. Let's go see what's Hexlina been up to. It's been a while.
Okay.
Since, we've covered those a few weeks ago. This is it right here. The official one looks like somebody sold 3 days ago a little bit. Still way up though. Look at this chart. Beautiful. This is the speculated coin that Hexlina was an account on Twitter before it was X. And Hexlina was a big advocate for Hex and Richard Hart. Hexlina's @handle was StakeHex5555. So it was like the biggest Hex maxi that was out there, and just talked like all the responses and things just really very Richard Hart like. And so a lot of people were thinking, is this like a Richard Hart alt account? Nobody knows. And then out of nowhere, Hexlina just disappeared. Account's gone now. And one day I was like, I'm just going to see if anybody tried to make a Hexlina coin, And so I went and checked, and yeah, sure enough, there are a few, but this one is the one that looks. So if we go back over here, you can see there's a few Hexlina coins. And if you end up seeing this, come on back to X. We miss you over there. She brought a lot of positivity. If it is a she, which I don't think it is. That was the other weird thing is I had a dream about Hexlina. That I met Hexlina, and it
wasn't a girl.
It wasn't a woman. It was a man.
And you woke up.
And then so strange and weird, right? I know how strange that sounds. Yeah. I've never had any other dreams like that, but for some reason, this Hexlina, I woke up very perplexed, because that's the thing on this social media. You don't have to be who you really portrayed to be.
Yeah.
And who knows who Hexlina is, but I don't remember what the guy looked like, if it was Richard or not. That was the other thing. Because, the dreams, they can be a little hazy. Maybe it was a ladyboy too. Who knows? I mean, we don't know. But yeah, Hexlina coin. Don't know if it's Richard or not. Don't know if it's the real Hexlina or not. We don't even know who Hexlina is, but like I'm saying, just give a little background on that. That Hexlina could be a Richard Hart.
That's really cool how it jumped right there, right where your thing is. There's that open gap in the middle.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disappeared. What happened?
I wonder what happened there.
I don't know. Well, I don't think the Pump.Tires charts are the best, But yeah, this coin is, I think, a diamond in the rough.
A diamond in the rough.
For meme coins. It's got narrative. This is what the Crypto King said it needs. It needs a narrative. And there's not much stronger narratives than Hexlina, I don't think. As far as, what could be of this one. And this coin, it didn't even get a lot of movement. Look, it was 1 month, 2 weeks, 4 days. I think, again, people just lost it in all the mix of all the Pump.Tires. And I'm thinking, if people can catch wind, that maybe this coin could have a nice little pump. Could be another one of those coins that pumps up, makes some people some money, and then we go on with our day. But I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Again, treat it like P-Dye. If you can, got a little something, little chump change to throw around, see if there's take a gamble. See what happens. You know?
I do wonder about Maddie doing this fork of P-Dye.
What about it?
Well, the thing is, there should be a degree of commitment, you know, like just to do it for fun. This is, you know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like Pump.Tires.
Right.
But to do a sacrifice where you're asking people to give, a decent amount of money, and, you know, like.
There's like 5 coins that you can give.
Right. But like for anybody to give anything more than $20 is like kind of crazy.
I don't remember all 5 coins, but let me just tell you 3 that I can remember. Ethereum, PulseX, and Maddie token.
So everybody's going to donate their Maddie token.
I don't know, but
then how does it get priced too?
I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird that
on Maddie,
that they even took Maddie token.
So if exchanging it doesn't get rid of any value, that's kind of interesting play, because then I guess you have to buy it in order to get it. But if you had it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're trying to come across like, this isn't my project and all this stuff, why are you taking a coin that's, you know, people speculate is your coin that you control and everything, and or if you're gonna add Maddie token to the list of coins to take, why wouldn't you add like a shit ton of other coins too then?
Yeah, I don't know. That's his choice.
Well, I know, but to me that starts making me feel like there's ownership in there then. Taking ownership
he's the guy that's doing it, so I think he gets to make the rules of what he wants to do, and people get to make their choice if they want to do it or not.
That's true. Yeah.
But I just think that it takes a commitment, and not just saying, "Hey, let's do this," you know, and then what happens to the money that got sacrificed? It's like, I mean, yeah, I'd do it for a $20 Friday night thing.
Friday night special.
But yeah, I can't see him doing more than $20 worth. And, you know, with someone who's not making something that's serious. We're like, Hex, I actually put more than $20 worth in, and I'm glad I did, because I had Richard that was telling me about, you know, well, first of all, I understood the whole mechanism, but also Richard, it was a contract that was sealed and couldn't be changed. That was one thing that I knew.
Immutable code.
So I knew there was no admin keys, and I knew that as long as I did what I said I would do with the contract would do what it said it would do. And so that's basically what it does.
And time has shown that to be true.
Yep.
You know, the blockchain also shows it to be true.
Yep.
So pretty nice. Well, I think that's probably going to conclude for today. You got any closing statements for all the people out there?
Check out PlusX.app. PlusX.app. And because this LPX thing that's coming out.
Oh, did you want to go look at that?
Yeah, we can do that real quick.
All right, hold on. Let's just rewind this then. We're going to go back.
Oh man, this is
to the screen. Let's just
breaking news.
Let's add a little outdoor ambiance.
There we go.
You know?
Sounds like a seashell.
Yeah. Let's go check out this. I'm going to open it up. What is it called again?
PlusX.app.
All right. Let me take us over there.
There you go.
Okay. And what do we go to?
I think you can either hit the down button or the products. I think they both take you this. Oh, and maybe documents would tell you about it, but let's just go to LPX right there. And I think it's view there.
There we go.
And so this will tell you all about what's going on because it's not launched yet. It's going to launch in the next couple days. I'm not sure. And it's going to be just for Pulse in the beginning.
Okay.
And then after a week or so, it'll open up for UpX for everybody to get into UpX. They're doing their private UpX, but they're gonna make it so that it can be bigger, more people doing it.
All right.
The bigger it is, the more coins that you have in this LPX, the better it is for your token. So your token price should ratchet up slowly. It's gonna be awesome. So it's gonna help the whole ecosystem. Like everybody's going to want it. All the tokens are going to put this on their tokens. It's gonna be awesome.
And it's
You can click on overview.
one-sided
See there.
staking.
See. No, that's smart wallets. Okay. So
this is
yeah, it doesn't really click on the first one there, deck screener.
Takes you to UpX, it looks like.
Yeah.
Deck screen.
Yeah. So this is I guess this is one of the pairs. Oh wow, it's still going down.
Still, yeah. Ooh.
But it's catching it, which is kind of interesting.
I'm gonna have to go. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where'd Taurus go?
Yeah. I do think that that's a definite good thing to see. Actually, that's a red
We're catching it
sign
live.
of life. That's
Catching it.
That's the blood of life there.
Yeah.
I think this token has a lot going for it. So
Let's see, deck screener. More
definitely
decks. These are all deck screeners.
check it out.
It says LPX daily buy and burn engine. Why LPX matters. It buys dips and helps community navigate the market. More daily buy and burn, dependable on volatility. More volume equals more liquidity provider LP fees.
So it earns money, and then those LP fees it uses to buy and burn the token. UpX, no, up and UpX.
And then it says that counters the market manipulation and value extraction. Less sitting in the red for new onboards. Yeah,
So it
that's
helps
nice.
people buy.
Yeah.
It'll sell to you as you buy. So if you make it like $250 each time you buy, 200 somewhere in there, then each time you buy, then it'll sell into you. And so when you look at the price, it will have gone down because you bought, and it will have come back up a little, or vice versa. It will have gone up because you bought, and it'll come down because it's sold a little in. Which is nice if you were trying to get maybe $1,000 worth. You could do that 5 times. And so instead of driving the price 1,000, it would only drive it like 500
Okay.
because it would ratchet it down by half each time, something like that.
What else does it say? What is LPX? Automated market maker that buys and sells from existing automated
Market
makers to generate yield through price arbitrage between LPX and automated market makers.
And the cool thing about it is you just have to see the results to see this thing is making over 30% yield. And the price over the past 6 months on UpX has just been up and to the right.
It's been, it's had this nice incline.
Yeah.
That it's been doing. It says classic market making via range volatility, trading buy lower, sell higher. And then it shows you all the deck screeners that you can go view. You can see that at, what was the website again?
What's that?
this website? What was the?
This is plusx.app.
There's plusx.app. That's where you can come view all the
And then
things
there's
that
documents up there at the top.
PulseX got going on.
It's probably the same thing. Yeah,
That is, yeah. So you can just go to the.
Yeah.
You can see what the smart vaults have got going on, their Validator X strategy, and what's
You know,
going on
the
there.
cool thing about Validator X is, one, you're earning the yield on your pulse, but it's also creating this UPulse token. It's really, I'm not sure if we realize the scope of that, but it's basically, it's like the S-ETH that's over on Ethereum. It's kind of becoming a thing because it's like Ethereum. All you got to do is turn it back into Ethereum, but it earns a yield. So earning a yield is nice. This is one reason why crypto has really been taken on by like Kevin O'Leary. He likes crypto because he can send a customer either $5 million or $50 with a click of a button, and it's instant, and he can look on the blockchain and see the customer got that money. And so he loves this because he can send money all over the world, and instead of using a wire and the SWIFT system and stuff like that. So these business guys like using crypto for its instant and its traceability, and the funds got there, both sides can see it. And
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about it. But then, it is nice to have those kind of,
yeah,
those
like a
tornado
tumblers.
cash.
Yeah.
So that you can keep
gonna-
privacy.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Because that's the thing is, you don't need to know what's in my account, and I don't need to know what's in yours.
I would like to have it where you could get privacy without selling the token into, like whatever tornado is. I would like to, let's say, send you an UpX token, but not have it associated with my address.
Right.
Something like that, or a die.
They're going to come out with something. Somebody's going to invent something. There's it's probably already in the making already. It probably already even exists. We just don't even know about it yet.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Well, what's cool about AI is there's so much possibility that's happening right now. And they say software is hard. Well, it was hard. Now it's not so hard anymore because there's really doing a lot of stuff with AI. And I'm not a programmer, so I can't say, it's easy for me to say anything about it. But
Right.
what I'm watching, because I keep up with the AI stuff, and with one sentence, it's writing code for like an airplane game that you would play on your computer.
Right.
And all it did was say, make this program. And then he said, add machine guns to the airplane. And like it rewrote the program and added machine guns to the airplane.
Right. Yeah. Instant.
Yeah. So it's crazy stuff.
Yeah. Crazy times.
It really is. And the key is to be keeping our sanity.
Yeah.
Keep your value in yourself and your respect in yourself.
Respect yourself. That means
Respect yourself.
self-care. Make sure you got a strong self-care program. We're going to be talking about that soon enough. Any closing words for all the people out there?
No, get outside.
Get outside. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Get outside and stay one pulse ahead. We'll see all y'all next time.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Ciao.
How big is your sack on PulseChain? How big is your sack? Heavy sack, heavy sack. How big is your sack on PulseChain? How big is your sack? Decentralized, either node. Stacking PLS6. Liquidity on the decks. Somebody help me. My sack is so heavy. Get some spot swap, get the Dex Boss, get the GOAT token, Legion Protocol, get some P-Dye, get some P-Drip, get some Teddy Bear, get some P-Hex. You know we here for the 100X. With your heart, always with the Gucci bags. I asked you once, I asked you twice. How big is your sack? On PulseChain. How big is your sack? Heavy sack. How big is your sack? On PulseChain. How big is your sack? Heavy sack. It's both a blessing and a curse. Having a sack this big.
My sanctuary.
PulseChain.com. Awesome. It's got higher throughput. It's deflationary. It burns 25% or more of the fees. There's no inflation. It never mints new coins.
How big is your sack?
It's going to be the world's largest free airdrop. So people love free money.
How big is your sack?
And they don't like the high fees. And this addresses all those issues. It's really cool.
How big is your sack?
Could Pulse do the same 10,000x that Hex did? Yes, it could.
How big is your sack?
The likelihood of that event? I don't know.
How big is your sack?
I got a few tricks up my sleeve. I got some more cool shit coming.